Hey, fellow readers. I'm Jessica,
And I'm Ashley.
and this is Seriez Sisters.
Wow. Look what we got
I
here,
know.
folks.
Guys, we got our own place.
Oh, also, I need to tell if there's any new people here watching us.
Thanks.
Thanks. Thanks for coming. So this is the Seriez Sisterz podcast where we take the first book of a series and summarize / recap and tell you what happened.
Yep.
We pause for commentary and it's pretty awesome. So if there's a series that you're interested in but you don't want the commitment,
Let us know.
let us know so we can read it for you. Okay. Yes.
It can be any type of
Any
book.
type of book.
Just series.
Yeah. So at least 2. Doesn't have to be like 3. Anyway, we're in our new place.
Pretty excited.
Yeah, we got a sign.
Hopefully there's not too many technical difficulties
Yeah.
because we're
Noobs.
doing on our own.
Yeah.
You and me.
Which
You
is
and me,
scary.
Moth.
Hand.
So today we're starting The Butcher and the Wren by Alaina Urquhart.
Butcher.
There's 3 books. The third one has not come out yet.
Okay.
It'll be out in August.
Okay.
You can pre-order it. So there's Butcher and the Wren, Butcher Games, and then Butcher Legacy.
Oh. Okay.
And the author, her and her sister-in-law, I believe, they are the hosts of the Morbid podcast.
Yeah.
Which is my favorite.
After this one.
Well, yeah. Anyways, I have a question for you.
Okay.
So neither of us have ever worked in the medical field.
Correct.
We're not doctors, surgeons, whatever.
Nothing.
How did you do in school when you had to like dissect stuff?
I loved it. I loved it.
Oh.
Loved it. I loved my human anatomy class where I'm sorry, you didn't like it. Maybe you should tell your story first.
No, I got no stories.
When we dissected a fetal pig, we had to skin it. And not to be gross, but if someone's sunburned, please come over so I can peel you. I've got a thing. I love to peel. And so it made this noise. I cut the sides and then I just pulled it back and made this noise. It was so good. And then in advanced anatomy, we dissected a cat, but my cat was pregnant when she died. So there were these little kittens in there. I took a picture with one.
Trigger warning.
Oh, sorry.
Gosh.
Anyway, I enjoyed myself.
I guess you did. So I didn't, and I did not take those classes. I had to take biology because we were required to, and we did like a frog and a worm.
Yeah, and a worm.
Yeah. Didn't like it. It's not for me, but I do like true crime. I like hearing about that kind of stuff, but doing it and hearing the sounds, no.
I like true crime. I think it's interesting, but I get too paranoid and then I'm like, kids, don't ever go outside. I freak out. So probably not a good idea.
Well, you freak out about everything, so no offense.
Not everything, just a lot of things.
Oh, it's the
Careful.
chair, I swear. All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Tell me a story.
So I'm going to switch back and forth between the 2 main characters.
Okay. What are their names?
There's Wren.
Okay.
And Jeremy.
Okay. Man and a woman. Are you going to do the voices?
No, because there's a lot.
Okay. That's fine.
I'll try, but
No, that's fine.
Jeremy hears the screaming through the vents. Hears it, but doesn't react. His nighttime routine is essential. He is freshly showered and normally would follow with a close, leisurely shave. But tonight, a particularly loud screech pulls him from his routine. He stares into the mirror, feeling rage entangle itself into his senses. He hates loud noises and has since he was a child.
Feel that.
Now, the only noises he craves are those of the bayou. Its symphony of creatures soothes him like a warm blanket. He slowly washes away the blood and grime from his hands, trying not to concern himself with the muffled, agonized moans that loudly escape through the heating vents. Tomorrow is Thursday. Thursdays are his Friday. But he hates when people say things like that. Friday.
You hate when people say things like that?
I do. I was just going to
It's
say.
always old people. They think it's really funny. Well, today's my Friday.
You working hard, hardly working.
Yep.
Those
if you can
things.
lean, you can clean. Haven't heard that one.
Haven't heard that one in a while. No, the way he talks about things he hates or why he doesn't like people, or I find it funny. So.
Okay.
Fridays are the beginning of his weekend. He is particularly excited because he has real plans for his current house guests this upcoming weekend, and Emily would be joining them. He had initiated their partnership in biology lab and has spent weeks analyzing her. He is now sure that she will bring the challenge he is craving. She is competent.
What does that mean?
Self-reliant and intelligent, all of which will serve her well during his game.
Bad guy, huh?
Yeah, he's the bad guy.
Jeremy, the bad guy.
That's why there's screams coming from his basement.
Gotcha.
Usually, he took the time to get to know his potential guests, as he'd done with Emily, but his current house guests had fallen into his hands, like the universe was asking him to take out his trash. Of course, he obliged. To Jeremy, Katie and Matt are painfully generic. They
Basic bitches.
Yeah, they lack any sense of unique thought, and we're all too eager to follow some good bone structure home with merely the promise of drugs. Jeremy hears another anguished moan escape the vent, and he loses patience. He abandons his bedtime ritual and hurries downstairs to the basement. He looks into Katie's eyes and says, "You need to be cognizant of the fact that you're staying in someone else's home."
Be considerate, you
Yeah.
stupid bitch. Can you please quiet your screams?
Selfish. She is hopelessly unremarkable, Jeremy thinks, as he adjusts the ligatures that hold her to the chair and checks that the IV bag is properly hydrating her system. He says, "Matt is being respectful. Be more like Matt,
Be
Katie."
like Matt.
They both know Matt is passed out,
Ah.
likely due from shock from Jeremy's previous visit to the basement. Katie begins to weep loudly, so Jeremy turns on the speaker he has set up between the two chairs. "A Girl Like You" by Edwyn Collins blares through the speaker. Do you know that song? You do. You just don't remember it. I don't have my phone because it's being used. Anyways, if you listen
Is
to
it
that
on
song,
anything?
not that I know of. I just remember I listened to it a lot in like my 20s. I don't know.
Okay.
And you were in the car with me.
Okay. I'm
So
sure
you
I would
heard it?
recognize it. Yeah.
So anyways, just like imagining being tied up in a basement with
Very
this killer, and then
American Psycho-esque.
loud music comes on. It's just
It's weird.
off-putting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it's
just
not
makes
great.
it worse.
Even more weird. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. By the end of the first chorus, Katie starts wailing. Without hesitation, he grabs the pliers from behind her chair and with one swift motion rips the pink nail clean off her thumb. He pulls her screaming face to his own. "Another sound out of you and I start pulling out teeth."
Mm-hmm.
At age 7, Jeremy still wasn't in school, but his mother would take him to the library and let him wander the stacks while she retreated to a back room with the librarian, Mr. Carraway.
Oh, shit.
Mm-hmm. Jeremy taught himself to read. He taught himself to steal. He was a kid who craved knowledge, and chronically understimulated, he fed his own hunger by experimentation. His father's early advice echoing in his mind over the years. "You want to learn about something, son? You have to open it up." Yeah. And now we will switch to our protagonist.
Pro.
Mm-hmm. Dr. Wren. What's that?
The bird saying pro. Protagonist.
It sounded like a siren.
Well, it wasn't. Clearly a bird.
It wasn't clear.
Oh, yeah. So good.
I love my coffee. So our protagonist is Dr. Wren Muller. She's a forensic pathologist.
Okay.
So you remember
Not Wren Stevens?
I'm too old for that.
You loved Even Stevens.
No, I didn't.
Oh, I love Even Stevens.
Don't accuse me of things like that.
You should have loved Even Stevens.
No, do you remember Cam on Bones?
Yes.
Okay.
Ah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Except no Jeffersonian Museum, but whatever. So she steps out of her car and into the muggy Louisiana night. She checks her watch and cringes, thinking how great it would be if criminals could take their nefarious dealings out of the 2 a.m. hour for a couple months at least. She stops and waits for her eyes to adjust. The flashlights of 3 police officers point downward at something on the banks of the water. The dead woman's semi-nude body is crumpled beneath a substantial amount of tall grass that lines the water's edge. Her head and shoulders are completely submerged in the murky black water. The rest of her body is lying face up, curled in the grass. Only 2 weeks earlier, investigators recovered the decomposing body of another young woman.
Same spot?
No, but you'll find out. She was found face down in a puddle and drenched with foul-smelling swamp water. The parallels are not lost on Wren as she surveys the area. So similar, but not the same area.
Gotcha.
While she maintains a single-minded focus on this unique Jane Doe, she makes a mental note to check for hidden items left by the killer.
Serial killers, they love to keep things.
What?
It's serial killers.
I know.
They love to keep things.
But in this case, he's leaving things. He's not taking something.
Oh, I know that.
Okay.
Huh. They also love to leave things behind.
No, I think they more often take things.
Yeah, but
trophies.
like if they want to be a dick and they're really cocky, they'll leave stuff. They'll leave it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Totally. With the previous murder victim, they had found several crumpled pages from a book shoved halfway down her throat.
Ooh.
They were waterlogged and mostly illegible, but one page with the words Chapter 7, just barely visible, was mostly intact. Wren creeps closer to the current Jane Doe. She is missing a shirt, wearing only filthy denim cutoffs and a blue bra. There's a large horizontal laceration across her stomach. She has been nearly gutted by something crude.
A raptor claw?
Yes. Did you read this?
Yes.
Wren notices a braided bracelet around Jane Doe's wrist. Its original color was likely crisp white, but now it has taken on the color of something well-worn and well-loved. She thinks about the woman buying this innocuous accessory, an impulse purchase from an end cap now immortalized in death. Wren and her 2 deputy coroners slowly pull Jane Doe up the shore out of the water to get a closer look. The lividity has set noticeably in Jane Doe's face. Do you know what lividity is?
No.
Oh, okay. So like when
like the gravity is taking it and it's
Yeah,
just mushy, it's moving.
What is?
Her skin?
No.
Oh.
It's mushy and moving.
It's like
so yeah, when the blood stops pumping through the body, it settles.
Oh,
because
and then
of gravity,
it pools, and
it
so she's
pools
got jowls or wherever. It's yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So if she was laying on her side, it would be on her side.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And then they can use that to determine time and position of death.
Gotcha.
So 12 hours after death, lividity is fixed at its highest level. So that when they see it, they're like, okay, she's been dead
here for such and such time.
So it's difficult for Wren to see perfectly with just the light of the flashlights, but based on the lividity, she's estimating the victim took her last breaths about 10 hours ago. Wren notices severe bruising around the victim's neck, a clear indication of strangulation. She pats the outside of Jane Doe's pockets, being careful to feel for anything bulky or sharp. Feeling nothing potentially hazardous, she reaches into Jane's pockets and comes up empty. No identification on the body. She asks the officers if they found anything near the body, and one officer says, what you're seeing is what we're seeing. No wallets, no IDs, and no weapons in sight. As Wren and her deputy coroners load the body into the body bag on the stretcher, she takes this time to teach them. She says, I know there are myriad bugs around here, but this little guy is a blowfly. They arrive first to a corpse and lay eggs and hatch into maggots. We don't have maggots quite yet, but eggs could have been laid at this point. This all still puts us within our estimated range. It looks like the killer could have done this in the middle of the day. Whoever did this is a brazen bastard. Before they turn to leave, one of the officers...
Brazen bastard.
Wiki. Sorry.
Just loved the bees.
It's like, I don't know why it sounded like Rush Hour Renegade.
Coming at ya. Rush. Blazing beef.
Beef.
And big old buns.
What is that?
It's Bob's Burgers. Okay, he's a brazen bastard.
Yeah.
He is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before they turn to leave, one of the officers shouts, Hey, I got something over here. Hey. Over here, bitches.
Come over here.
There. Not they are.
There.
Nestled under a bush is a filthy yellow t-shirt folded neatly with a pair of black flip-flops on top. Probably hers. A photo is taken before an officer picks each item up and drops it into an evidence bag. As the shirt unfolds, something drops to the ground with a small thump.
Was it a finger?
No. It's a small paperback titled The Ghouls.
Ooh. So that's two booky things, because the other one had book pages up in there.
Yeah. Okay. Good memory.
Thanks.
They place the book in an evidence bag with the clothes. Who is missing you tonight? Wren asks quietly. As Jane Doe is loaded onto the truck, one of the officers nearby laughs and says, A stiff ever answer you back?
So funny.
Wren says, You'd be surprised how many secrets the dead have told me. Jeremy?
Back to the germ.
Jeremy enjoys mornings. He craves a strong cup of coffee and always makes sure to eat breakfast. He glances up at the small television on the kitchen counter. The news is in its second week of covering a story of 2 escaped convicts from New York. While watching, Jeremy scrambles some eggs and eats them with turkey sausage. Once he's done, he cleans his plate and makes his way downstairs to check on his guests. Katie is noticeably quiet. Her left hand is caked in blood that has dripped and dried around the leg of her chair. She's slumped into a self-soothing position, which makes him feel an intense desire to disrupt her. Because he's a dick.
Because he's a mean guy.
Unfortunately, he is running late and doesn't have time for extraneous pleasure this morning. Upon seeing Jeremy, Matt begins to throw a testosterone-fueled tantrum, spitting and cursing at him while trying to tear his arms free of the chains that bind him. Jeremy can see that Matt spent his night trying to dislodge the chair from the basement floor. These chairs were cemented into the foundation long ago. They're not going anywhere. Matt yells, I swear I will fucking rip you apart,
Whoa.
you pussy.
Jeez. Damn, man.
He's mad.
I know. He's mad.
He's tied up.
I know. Picture in Jeepers Creepers basement.
Full of body parts?
They were all like sewn on.
Yeah. I remember. And then he was like at his little sewing.
Yeah, at his table.
Sewing machine thing. Jeremy thinks about taking some pliers to Matt's front teeth, but doesn't have another clean iron shirt to change into. Besides, it's hard to feel anything but disgust.
Iron shirt?
Ironed shirt.
Ironed.
Iron shirt.
That's what I thought you said.
Like
I'm like,
Iron
what
Man?
the fuck is he wearing? Wearing?
Was he
What is he wearing?
It's hard to feel anything but disgust for a man sitting in his own piss and still using words like pussy. He responds instead by aggressively grabbing Matt's face and planting a deep kiss right on his mouth, biting hard enough on his bottom lip to hear a satisfying crunch.
Ba, 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 ba.
You came here willingly. Remember that, he growls.
Do you think they were threesoming?
I don't know.
My partner and I
Maybe.
noticed you from across the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Or I think Jeremy had said he had drugs.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Drugs, not sex. Sorry.
Maybe both. Who knows? His day job is data entry and billing for a warehousing and logistics company. It is exactly as dull and mindless as it sounds. Summertime in Louisiana makes walking across the parking lot feel like trudging through warm butter. You know that feeling?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it
know
sucks.
that feeling. It's gross.
Inside, he feels his body struggle to acclimate
Real
to the
greasy.
cold air.
Butter.
Yeah.
Greasy.
Tell me more about butter.
Greasy. I like butter.
Between the overused air conditioning, the slack-jawed company men, and the knowledge that he'll be crammed into this petri dish for the next few hours, it is an absolute waking nightmare for him. He reaches into his bag and realizes he forgot his ID card. With a sigh, he approaches the woman at the front desk. Can I do something for you, Jeremy?
Ooh,
She
girl.
asks. He winces when she uses his name. He plasters on a friendly smile and leans his elbow on the desk in front of her. You can be an angel and override the door locked for me. I forgot my key card, and I'm just itching to get in there and get to work. She laughs loudly, covering her mouth as if it will make her look more like a lady. He resists the urge to heave.
Didn't deserve a laugh that hearty. Wasn't
No,
a good
it
joke.
didn't. He's so funny.
He's hilarious. Hilarious.
Hilarious. He resists the urge to heave, and instead chuckles along with her. You owe me, she says with a wink. I don't owe you shit, he responds to her coldly as he leaves the lobby.
Did you hear him?
She will probably take his comment as a joke. He doesn't care either way. I don't know. Wren secures her face shield and silently gazes over the body that lays before her on the cold morgue gurney. Her waterlogged clothing has already been photographed and removed. Technicians are now scanning them for fiber, hair, or anything that could be traced back to the beast that did this. The beast!
Kill the beast.
Keep going.
Kill the beast.
They're hitting the door with the giant tree log.
Oh. Wren estimates that this victim was outside in the elements for maybe a day, as evidenced by the slight bloat and lack of significant putrefaction. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Tell me.
No.
Oh,
If I'm wrong, I'm going to be embarrassed.
okay.
Just tell everyone at home, and I'll see if I'm right.
So basically, advanced stage of decomposition, when it starts to smell really bad.
Yeah.
And like the organs are kind of
Yeah.
melting, or like things are kind of
Yeah.
liquefying.
Yeah.
And
Everything's getting liquidy and
something's
smelly.
getting oozy.
Yep.
Holes start leaking. I don't know.
Probably.
But that's when it starts to smell. She notes the bruising around her throat where multiple ligatures intersected and cut deeply into the tissue surrounding the larynx. This wasn't the cause of death. This poor girl was strangled, but not enough to kill her. Her brutal strangulation was just something her killer enjoyed before finally giving her the release of death. The stomach wound was the fatal blow. The wound, which runs the length of her abdomen, is jagged and deep. Blood coagulated inside the injury, so it...
I know what that word means, too. Conglobs together.
Like blood clotting.
It clots together, yeah.
Like when you get a cut and it clots.
A cut on
So
skin.
that indicated that the killer inflicted it when she was still alive.
Yeah. That ain't good.
Nope. Rigor mortis.
That's when they get all hard.
Mm-hmm. And her
And
liver.
they go like this.
And they all go like this.
Become a Barbie.
And her liver temperature tell Wren that the time of death hovers around 36 hours or so. But the postpartum lividity, she determined, was less than that.
Postpartum or postmortem?
Did I say postpartum?
It took a weird turn.
Why is there lividity in this woman? Postmortem. Yeah, thank you. She frowns at the discrepancy. After more examination of the lividity, she can tell that the victim died lying on her right side and was later moved to her back. Detective John LaRue enters the room.
LaRue?
LaRue. You know, he's Louisiana.
Yeah, he's from Louisiana.
And then, snapping a mask around his face and slipping his hand into a glove. Wren looks up briefly as he enters the autopsy suite. She can read his expressions instantly after years of working together. He's overworked and hoping for answers. "Tell me you have something to give me here, Mueller," he says. She hesitates for a moment before looking up. He refrigerated her.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Neat. That's
Yeah.
what kept her going.
Yeah, why
that didn't match up.
Mm-hmm. Now in his cubicle at work, Jeremy looks through news sites and a headline catches his eye. "Missing Orleans Parish man and woman intensifies as friends continue to hold vigil." Vigil. He tries not to laugh as he thinks about how pointless their candles and photographs are while Katie and Matt suffer in his basement. "Scary as hell, right?" Jeremy looks up to see Corey, one of his coworkers, leaning against his cube.
Man Corey, woman Corey.
Man Corey. I guess, yeah, there are women
Manticore.
Corys. These two are going to...
Sorry.
What?
Corey, short for Manticore. I was making a really terrible joke. Oh,
That would be cool. This is my daughter, Manticore.
We call her Corey for sure.
I hope you do.
Manty.
Ew. Yeah. These two are going to end up just like the rest of them. Once he dumps one, he grabs another within days. You heard they think they found the last girl that was missing? Corey was partially correct. Once Jeremy grew tired of one, he went in search of another. He has racked up 6 victims at this point. Megan, the recently found victim, had been a sad, desperate creature whom Jeremy convinced to leave the bar with him last Thursday. He had kept her in the basement for a few days, studying her psychological state as she stressed and worried about when and how he would finally kill her. Eventually, Jeremy grew bored of her, plunging a knife in her stomach and dragging it across her abdomen.
God.
He chose this death on purpose. Stomach wounds were particularly harrowing. That was Sunday night, and her body had just been found this morning. Jeremy isn't nervous.
And it's Thursday. Isn't it Thursday?
Yeah. So it's been like 1 week since he took her,
Yeah.
killed her.
Yeah.
And then they found her. He's always been careful not to leave any trace of evidence on the body. He always changes his mind. Nope. He always changes his method of murder, but has a penchant for leaving the bodies bathed in swamp water and in plain sight. By his 4th victim, the press started calling him the Bayou Butcher. Jeremy and Corey discuss the 2 missing people, and Corey says he thinks they are already dead, or they will be by the end of the weekend. Corey is right. Jeremy will kill them by the end of the weekend, and he's disappointed that he's so predictable. Wren is irritated. Having unidentified bodies in her morgue really bothers her. Mostly because
Me too.
You got a morgue?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I have a lot of unidentified bodies.
So many. You don't even
Some
know.
identified, but... Mm-hmm. Mostly because of her neurotic need to finish what she starts and cross things off her to-do list. But also because Jane Doe's bring with them a heavy sadness. She can't shake the dread of knowing someone's loved one is lying unclaimed in a cold body bag. Wren's made it her mission to not let them stay that way for long. LaRue runs his gloved hand along the pink lividity of Jane Doe's arm and looks up at Wren. "So, he's trying to fuck with your time of death estimate?" Wren says. "Trying, succeeding." Wren picks up the scalpel and begins the evisceration.
Oh.
Do you know what that is?
Isn't that when she cuts?
Uh-huh. What do? Do you know? They take stuff out.
Well, yeah.
Oh.
They dissect her.
I didn't.
They got to
I
open
didn't
her
know
up.
any of this stuff.
Oh.
I mean, I knew like lividity and some of that, but I didn't know what evisceration was.
I got to get up in there and get them
Gotta
organs.
take it all out.
Got to look at each one.
Mm-hmm. And the noises and stuff are described in the book.
Oh, yeah.
So you know.
See, she gets it.
LaRue says, well, you will hate this next piece of information. He silences a call on his cell phone and says, we're pretty positive we have a serial killer on our
We
hands.
have a silly killer on
We
our
have a
hands.
silly killer.
He's so silly.
He's killing.
Again.
Serial.
We have a serial killer on our
Killer.
hands.
No, Wren says sarcastically. I could have told you that, John. When do I get my detective's badge? He says, all right. Well, that's not the real kicker here, Mueller. We're pretty sure the serial killer is leaving clues about his next body drops. We think we may have a lead on another scene, but we can't decipher it yet. Wren stops what she's doing, thinking about the last 2 victims found with strange items at the scenes. It's always about control. This kind of monster feels power in making sure everyone knows he's in charge. It reminds her of Dennis Rader, BTK. He didn't stop at stalking, brutalizing, and murdering innocent women in the 70s. He was so impatient for infamy that he called the police to direct them to his crime scenes. When he grew tired of that, he took to writing letters and poems to the press and leaving strange little murder dioramas all over town for the police. In his haste and thirst for attention, he got sloppy and eventually caught. Did you say cute?
I said, how cute. Little murder dioramas.
All that makes me think of his making those in school
Yeah.
in the shoebox with
That's
like
what
different
I thought.
items.
That's why it's so cute. You just put little guys in there.
Wonder what they look like. I need to Google that. LaRue says the lab was able to see what was on it, at least partially. It was the 7th chapter out of a novel. Pop quiz. In what swamp did we find our second scene? Wren answers, Seven Sisters Swamp. Then she starts to argue that connection is kind of a stretch. LaRue stops her and says, the book found at the Seven Sisters Swamp crime scene had the 7th chapter torn out. And we confirmed it's from the same book. And that's not all. A piece of scrap paper was tucked into her clothing. We're looking into it for any indication of the next scene. I've got all my people on it, but I made a photocopy for you. It would help to have another set of eyes on it.
Ain't that nice?
Wren leans over the gurney to get a better look at the paper and says, this fleur-de-lis pattern, is it matte or was there a sheen to it? LaRue says, it was kind of shiny. What's that word? Iridescent. Kind of embossed, too. She asks him what the other thing in the photocopy is, and LaRue says it's a copy of the library card from the book. It shows the name Philip Trudeau. Wren says, Philip Trudeau. That name sounds so familiar. LaRue says, well, unfortunately, it turned out to be a dead end. Wren jokes and says that when a perp leaves his name and number at the crime scene, it's probably too good to be true. LaRue says, yeah, we got a hold of this Philip Trudeau. He lives up in Massachusetts. Guy hasn't been to Louisiana since he was in middle school. And this book was accounted for at the Lafayette Public Library up until 10 days ago. His phone rings again, and he says he has to take the call and hurries out of the morgue. At 5:08, Jeremy clocks out of work.
Oh,
He turns on the air
he's
conditioner.
done.
Clock out. Clock out. Cock out?
Cock with your clock out.
I don't think so.
I don't think that was.
Turns on the air conditioner in his car, feeling the hot, stale air blasting him from all sides.
Blast him.
Blasting! He cracks the window, hoping to lessen the feeling of suffocation, and wonders if this is how it feels to be strangled to death. A brief moment of helpless panic, followed by a sudden sense of relief. But Jeremy's not interested in relief. He's interested in inflicting pain. He thinks about how, physiologically, pain requires a perfect symphony of chemical reactions, each piece hitting at just the correct time for the feeling to materialize. What a fascinating thing. He remembers the first time he saw pain and recognized it. He was about 7 years old in the living room of the house he still lives in now. He heard his father pull in the driveway and slam the truck door. He heard him muttering and cussing, but then Jeremy heard another sound. The sound came from the bed of the truck, and it was agonizing. The cry sounded so human and so tortured. It fascinated and repelled him. Hoisting himself up to see inside, he saw lying twisted in front of him a terrified doe. She had a clearly broken leg and an open wound from her mouth to her shoulder. Her eyes were wild with fear and pain. Jeremy's father, with a shotgun in hand, instructed him to get down or he was going to scare it. Jeremy asked what happened, and his father said that it had run out too quickly in front of the truck. It was just lying there and screaming, and he didn't have a shotgun with him, so he brought it back. What are you going to do? Jeremy asked.
Don't fucking kill it.
Well, we have to kill it. We would be monsters to let it suffer for too long. His father had Jeremy help him load the doe into a wheelbarrow and take it out into the field where they laid her in the grass. His dad explained that he needed to aim for right between the eyes and it should be quick. Jeremy watched as his dad shot the deer, putting her out of her misery. At the end of her workday...
I almost said poor puppy. Poor deer.
I know.
Dad. Run out in front of people.
Yeah, it's kind of her fault.
A little bit.
They don't know.
They know.
Wren heads to her car. She sees LaRue exiting the building, preoccupied with another phone call.
He loves his phone.
He's very popular.
He's so popular.
You know. LaRue puts the call on video, and Wren hears the other person on the phone. It's Ben. The book came back clean, LaRue says. Jesus, not even a partial? Ben says, I'm sorry, man. I thought we might have had something this time. LaRue says, did this asshole wear gloves to the library? How does he manage such forensically clean crime scenes? Wren knows that LaRue has been on the job long enough to know that no case wraps itself up in a pretty bow like on TV. As Wren drives home, she can't stop thinking about the name on the library card. According to LaRue, Philip Trudeau was a red herring, but Wren can't shake the familiar sound of his name. How many Philip Trudeaus do you meet in a lifetime?
Couple. Two. Exactly
two. Max.
PTs.
She wondered if she should listen to the nagging sense of dread or if she should trust that LaRue and the other detectives did their due diligence in ruling out the man in Massachusetts. She gets home, and even though she's exhausted, she's not ready to sleep. She brews a cup of coffee. Most of her friends would take to a glass of red wine after work, but wine never suited her. The warm, welcoming smell of freshly brewed coffee puts her mind immediately at ease. That's how I like it. What do you drink?
I usually have
Squirt.
I love Squirt. But I have a Dr. Pepper in the morning. That's my caffeine. I have one in the morning, and then I drink water for the rest of the day until
I can't do that.
Too syrupy. Says the woman who pours half a thing of French vanilla creamer in her coffee.
Not that much. Yeah, I don't know why. Pop is too sweet lately. I don't like sweet. I'm a salty kind of girl.
Lame. So he's smelling the coffee.
She's careful not to wake her husband, Richard, from his slumber upstairs. He works early, and Wren tries to keep her night owl tendencies from disrupting his sleep. She makes her way to the love seat in the living room and plops down on its well-worn cushions. Richard had been wanting to get rid of it, but Wren couldn't part with it. She likes that it knows her. The stiffness of a new couch is something she just doesn't have the patience for right now. As she sips her coffee, she can't just release her day enough to even consider sleep. Her mind keeps wandering back to the victim in the morgue. Her killer is clever, intelligent enough to understand the frustration a previously refrigerated body would cause for someone tasked with determining time of death. The method at which he takes their lives isn't consistent, like he's experimenting. He has a curious mind and a researcher's meticulousness. A dangerous combination.
It is dangerous cocktail.
Richard comes downstairs and snaps Wren out of her thoughts. He always understands.
Bitch, you're too loud.
I can't
Trying to
hear
sleep.
you. Then he, I was
It
going to say, then he
slaps her?
starts hitting her.
Oh,
No,
yeah, I
that's,
had that.
that's not
thought.
what's happening here.
It's not. He's being nice.
He always understands. Sometimes she wonders how, but she never takes his understanding for granted. She tells him that this new case was particularly frustrating and brutal. And she says, I just want to find this guy. Richard says, Wren, that's just it. You don't have to find him. That's the detective's job.
Mhm.
Just focus on what you do best. Work with the information that is presented to you. She knows he's right. As she gets ready to go up to bed, she gives her basil plant some water and wonders if this serial killer ever waters his plants.
Probably. Think a
Is it-
serial killer has plants? What?
I think so. I think they could. Do they have pets? Because
I've
learned
never
that they
known of a because I know a lot. I've never known a serial killer to have pets unless they're like the dad of a family or something.
yeah, I guess so.
But like if they're on their own being creepy like this gentleman,
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
doubt he's got any
He's-
pets.
Particularly creepy.
Yeah, because he would end up killing.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So. Mm.
I guess let me know, guys. Actually, no, don't.
Don't.
Serial killers.
Don't.
Leave me alone. The drive to we're back to Jeremy. The
Okay.
drive to school can sometimes take hours in traffic, and normally Jeremy doesn't mind the drive, but today he's anxious. It's been a long process of figuring out what he wanted to build for himself next. And now that it's almost here, he can't stop thinking about it. He can't stop seeing his game play out in his head. He turns on the radio and switches it to a local station. The victim, a white female in her 20s, was found behind a popular local bar early this morning. The body has been transported to the medical examiner, and an autopsy is scheduled for later today. Jeremy can feel his heartbeat quicken and his face flush.
Loves it. Loves it.
There's a particular rush
yeah.
that courses through him.
Got a bony.
Whoa. Whenever he gets a boner. Yep, that's what it says.
Nuh-uh.
No, it doesn't.
Oh. Gonna say she's my new favorite person.
Whenever he knows this crop of inept detectives has received another of his guests. And then there's the medical examiner. They can determine a cause of death sometimes, but they can't even fathom what went through each victim's mind while sucking in their last gulps of precious air. The ME can accurately explain what happens when a heart stops beating, but they can't explain what true anguish looks like or catalog the unbridled pleasure that comes from causing it. They've wielded a bone saw but haven't wrapped their hands around someone's neck. They have no idea what's in store for them. This team of so-called experts, still chasing a systematic killer who has an established pattern. None of them can see a shift in the routine coming. As the traffic starts to move in front of him, he thinks to himself, catch me if you can.
Ooh, bunny.
That's where we'll stop
Ocean.
today.
Catch me if you can. Catch me if you can. I like it. Oh.
Okay.
I'm intrigued.
Good.
I like the medical aspect of it.
I thought
'cause
that you might.
I find that very interesting.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
Yeah, and she uses big words. Like, she doesn't assume that you're an idiot, and I appreciate that.
Well, I was going to say something mean to you, but I won't.
Go ahead.
No. I got nothing. I'm just kidding. You're not an idiot.
I am. So you're saying
No.
that they aren't big words,
They
and I'm
are.
just a stupid head? I just mean she uses longer, more complicated words than other people. And I appreciate it.
Okay. Well, thanks for listening.
Thanks for
Dang.
listening. If you liked it, do the things.
do the things. Bye.
Goodbye.